What's going on, guys? So, sorry for the shit thumbnails recently. I haven't been trying to actually make them good. But I think what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna use this phone to start taking the actual photos. The live stream videos, the live stream thumbnails are probably always going to be shit as long as I keep using this phone. Oh, I finally have a voicemail from that number that called me 50 times. The one time I say fuck you and hang up on it, it decides to leave me a voicemail. Wow. Has the exact same 2, 3, and I'm saying 2, 3, and 4. Here you go. The same three middle digits as my number, and usually the beginning 2 of my number, and then the last 2 are always different. So yeah, guys, what is going on? We have a huge winter storm coming. We have sub-zero temperatures, with a potential of getting to 30 below zero. And this is Indiana for you. We had a huge stretch of extra warmth. We had an Indian summer, Indian winter, Indian summer. One of the two, I can't remember the difference of them now. And now we had almost a foot of snow dropped in one night. It's been raining all fucking day, and the snow's melting away. Well, Saturday and Sunday we have a huge storm coming, which could bring every bit of a foot to 2 foot of snow, with sub-zero temperatures, with the high being only negative 10. That's the high. The high is negative 10 of that. The high is 10 degrees. I can't think. I'm frustrated right now. And I'm flustered and I'm confused. So, I think I might have a brooding pleco. And I'm not too sure. And before I get into that, with temperatures dropping, oh yeah, trust me, I need it. My hands are cold, and I'm down here in the fucking warmest room in the house. But with the temperatures getting so cold, I'm gonna have to try to run 2 heaters down here just for safety. Because if any breeze come in, that's fucking 10 degrees, coming into the room. That's gonna freeze anything, kill anything very, very quickly. I mean, these are sub-zero temperatures coming. The basement usually tends not to get that cold. Back when we first moved in, we didn't have anything, insulated, no stupid little room like this or anything. It was just a room, and it would get freezing down here, but it never got too cold. It was always like a high of 50 maybe. If the heater ends up going out, man, all the animals are gonna be rushed upstairs within a matter of an hour. I don't give a fuck where they sit. I don't care who has a problem with it. The animals are gonna go where the warmth is. So I'm gonna have snakes in the bathroom, snakes in bedrooms, snakes in the dining room and living room, and there'll be no touching signs on everything. We have a lot of kids that come over, a lot of nieces and nephews and cousins, and they have grubby little fingers, and they want to try to touch everything. So it's gonna continue to stay warm upstairs, but we have to install a storm window on one of the windows outside. Have to replastic my sister's bedroom window because it decided it was going to fall because people use shit tape, which we should have just taped it up and then stapled the tape at least 3 times, one in the middle. That would have saved it from going down. And then we have to do my parents' room where there's a fly in the fish tank. How is that a thing? Come here, bitch. That's not a fly, that's a beetle. Oh, he's still alive. A little bitty beetle. Put him on the cactus. I think it's a dung... Oh, they're dung beetles. Oh, check that out. I have dung beetles. Oh, I hope that one makes it. He was moving. Yeah, I have dung beetles. The fertilizer that I'm using for the cactus, it's sand and cactus remnants. It's sand and chicken poop. And all kinds of other stuff. Food, shells, all kinds of stuff in here. And it's from the compact that we made last year. When we moved him. And he's alive. He's doing a lot of moving. And there's larvae that live inside of it. They make little pockets inside. They grow. They're grubs. And they turn into these guys. So I actually have 2 dung beetles. And that's what these guys are. 2 very small dung beetles. There's probably more in here. I didn't even notice that one in there until I threw that one in there. But, yeah, I got sidetracked. So we got all that to do in preparations for Saturday and Sunday. I still haven't been able to go out and get feeders. This is the problem with having feeders that are, 15 miles away from your fucking house. Because if bad weather comes, you're screwed. Yeah, I've thought about that because it'd be easier to move them around than it would be to move the entire tank. because I don't know what I'd do with the fish. Because there's no way in hell I can take that giant 55-gallon upstairs. I do have one aquarium meter, and it's upstairs in my catfish tank. It's upstairs in my dad's catfish tank, let me rephrase that. And if need be, I might be able to borrow that, because it won't get too cold. But really, your catfish is on the surface. There we go. Down to the bottom, big ass. But so, just quick update. Bearded Dragons have a new home. I got their tank built up to the best as I could right now. It's about 4.5 foot by, I'd say 4 foot, because that's 6 foot. So 4 foot by, hey, whoa, you're eating paper. What the fuck's up here? Hey, no, what are you doing? Stupid dragon, what are you doing? Ow, my ass is on the heater. Ow! You're fucking eating the paper? What is wrong with you? You have food. Open up. Open up, bitch. I'm gonna get it. No. Open up. That ink can hurt you. I've never seen a dragon eat newspaper before. No, you're gonna open your mouth. Got it. Stupid ass dragon, man. Okay, well that was a rescue attempt. That fucking worked. My damn dragon was there tearing apart the paper and eating the newspaper. I've never seen him do that. If that's gonna be a thing, then that can cause him to get impacted. Now I gotta figure this shit out, because that's not okay. I don't have him on the wood surface, but at the same time, the ink's gonna hurt him. I'll figure it out. I'll have to figure it out. So yeah, anyway, Dragon's tank's built. It's not fully done, but it is functional. And with it being functional, I've got this great big Christmas tree tub lid sitting on top of it as a door with 2 weights on each side of it. So it does alternate in the middle. It moves. It articulates in the middle. Everybody's under the basking light right now. So it is done. It is ready. It is good. They're loving it. A lot of room now for them. My koi beta has made a bubble nest out of freaking nowhere, and I've surrounded him with 2 females. I've surrounded him with Delta and Connie. Then there's also the vanilla female I don't think we named. And we have a new blue one. We haven't named either. So I have 2 unnamed beta females. And I have 2 male betas now. And that's it. Because Nemo died. The only ones I have are King Midas and Bride. Which males are super easy to come by, it's the females. And I figured at some point I'd be stuck in a situation where I had more females than I did males, and that's what I always wanted. Because males are so easy to come by. Even good males. I can go to the Reef, which is a fish store, you know, a few miles down the house from my house. It's like more like 10 miles from my house. And I can pick up good breeder males all day. I mean, those koi were only $16. So, I mean, they're not bad. But with that being that, the dragons being that, I got the freaking lid left open. Now she's trying to eat the fucking... Damn you! Stop it! What is your problem? You stupid ass. Bad dragon. God, it's the smartest... I thought that was the smartest dragon I had. Come to find out, she's the lamest. I haven't slept for 24 hours, so I'm not here. But with the Pleco, the brooding Pleco. So 2 days ago, when the crawdad molted, which sadly it didn't make it through the molt. That happens. The koi got a hold of it too. They did a pretty good number on it. I got to noticing that the smaller of the 2, I keep on saying betas. Yeah, I could always get tow for the fish and just bring the pumps with them. I got noticing that the Pleco was inside. And she was upside down doing a lot of moving, and I thought, well, she was just eating. Well, it's uncommon for my Plecos to hide. You know, they're always out stuck on their glass. They always have food, and you can kind of see behind me here the koi are saying, and they want fed. That's their little corner they come to when they're hungry. And I I got to noticing that she was very protective over the area. And I didn't make much sense of it until I came down here last night and tried to make a video. My damn phone died. A snail had went inside the cave. And she was beating the crap out of the snail. She was grabbing it, trying to throw it out, wanging it against her head. She was just trying to shove it out. And she was being somewhat successful until it grabbed the wall. And I even said to reach in there, pull it out, you know, throw it on the other side of the damn tank. And she dove right back inside and faced the entrance upside down, just staring. Any fish come by, she runs out and bops them and swims right back in. So, she's fucking in there now. She sits and guards the entrance. So, with the limited knowledge I know about plecos, I do know how plecos breed. I do know how defensive the females get over their breeding nests and over their eggs, or their brood, however you want to call it. And I do believe that is what's going on here, is I have a brooding pleco. Just by her attitude, because she's been docile. No issues, no problems. I have to get him some fucking food. I'm almost out of that freaking fish food, which is not expensive. It's not expensive at all. Just time consuming money, which I have right now. I mean, I have money, I just don't have a whole lot, and I got bills and shit I gotta worry about too, so. I got this huge storm warning, and I didn't even bother to buy boots this year. I still got these stupid shoes with holes in them. These little outdoor footwear ones. That's what I wear. Because fuck my toes, that's why. But yeah, so if I have a broody pleco, that's pretty cool. You know, she's not gonna be much of a danger to anybody. You know, they don't have a really good bite force anyway. They're designed to suck on and hold on to algae. So I mean, maybe over time she can hold on to a fish long enough to work a hole into it, but that's about it. I mean, there's not really much of a huge threat coming. But that's why I got him. I got him because I was wanting to try to breed plecos, because apparently it was super easy. God, I'm getting fat again. Yay, welcome to winter weight. But yeah, I got backlash on a video, and it was just 2-3 videos ago at this point, about how I have too many fish in my 55 gallon. The goldfish are going to get stunted because there's too many of them inside of it. And it's not a good setup because I have them on gravel. Now, I'm not a goldfish expert, but I know that goldfish can get big. And I know you can stunt the growth of goldfish too if the tank is too small. I have probably 12 goldfish in there. Let's count, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 goldfish. There's 11, maybe 12, maybe I'm missing one, so I'd say a max of 12 goldfish inside this tank. Along with 3 koi and 2 or 3 of those damn minnows. 3 of those little rosy red minnows. Now granted, koi are carp. Goldfish are carp. What do carp do? They get big. Naturally in the wild, they'll get huge. If you let these goldfish go and they have room to grow, they can grow to a freaking foot apparently. I've never seen a foot-long goldfish in my life other than fancy goldfish and one time on Bama Bassin when they used them to catch 10-pound bass. Those were super huge, and those things were like $40 a piece. So those weren't your common average goldfish, alright? You know, those were like, they looked more like koi. They really did. I didn't check to see if they had whiskers, and I'll have to watch the video and make sure they're not koi. I mean, if they are, there's nothing I can do about it. Now they're gone. So, I mean, we'll flip this little guy over real quick. He's struggling on his back. Come on, little buddy. You were just alive. You're just moving. But that just shows me that you know, the temperature inside of my room is warm, because these type of dung beetles, they only ever come out when summer weather hits. It's never spring weather, it's never warm weather, it's always hot weather. So that shows me that the rooms stay in high 70s, mid 80s easily. Quick have time for the fish. One tiny pellet of food. No one even heard it. Sweet. So, I got so much shit to do today, and I'm trying to ramble on camera, and right, I made that slurry. I got this cool little fungus that's happening in the tank with all the fish. What the fuck is that? Oh. And it's almost like polyps that are growing off of the dead fish. And it's only certain fish, like they're infected with something. And this is very, very small compared to what's usually been going on. to where it looks like a ball of hair floating in the water, and it all just comes off straight as hell, and it all comes straight off the fish. And I've even had it where it's grown off of a piece of food that fell in the tank, and by a piece of food I mean food from the dragon tank. I put the plate on top of the tank after I pulled it out, went to reach up and click the light and shut it off and knocked the motherfucking plate off and put about 2 or 3 green beans inside the Senegalese tank back here. And I thought I pulled them out, but apparently a couple went underneath the leaves. Well, about a week later, I found them. When I found them, they had this freaking fuzz growing off of them, but it looked alien. It really did. It was weird, and I've never seen that before, and it's slowly transferring aquariums or it's already in them. I mean, the Senegals and these guys are all from the same place. The only thing different in this tank that doesn't belong here, that wasn't bought at the same place, is the mollies and the goldfish. Everything else was bought and got from Uncle Bill's. And same thing over here. All the goldfish are from Uncle Bill's, and the koi are from PetSmart. And the Rosy Reds are from Uncle Bill's. The 2 Plecos are from Walmart, and the Rosy Reds are also from Uncle Bill's. So it's que sera, and I know the temperatures are good in the aquarium because this type of asparagus plant, I keep calling it, blooms when the water's warm. It's starting to bloom. So I don't know if it's going to pod or if it's going to flower or what the case may be. But I think it's going to be pretty cool, but I don't like the way it's starting to look because it's starting to look really, really droopy. And you would think the goldfish were just absolutely tearing this shit apart, but they're not. It came loose. I actually have that one in there, hardcore, and then one I have from the 2.5 gallon that I disassembled and took apart, which I never put back together yet. And I cut all the stems off of it, and I'm just letting it regrow because it kind of started melting down, as you see. So it's just kind of floating around the aquarium right now and getting stuck in various unusual places. And I had it underneath the breeder net, and the goldfish drug it out. And then they never touched it again. So I also do have 2 extremely pregnant females. So hopefully they're gonna give birth. And this is kind of like the little quarantine tank. The water's changed every 10 hours roughly, every 10 to 20 hours that I can get to them. And you'll know they're pregnant because their bellies are distended and they have a black dot. When the black dot's on them, that means they're fertile. And I take them away from the rest of the group because I'm not worried about the guppies eating the babies. I'm worried about the mollies and the goldfish eating the babies. And I know the mollies and goldfish are going to do it because I lay down here at night and I look at the bottom of the basket and they're trying to sneak up underneath and suck them in, and it just doesn't work. So I mean, I'm definitely avoiding that, and that's why every day I come down here and I look in the tank to see who's getting bigger. Any females are getting bigger. I give them roughly a week and I keep an eye on them. If they don't get any bigger than that, it shows me that they're just ovulating and that they're not pregnant. If they continue to grow past a certain size, then I know to take them out, put them in a breeder tank, a quarantine, lay tank, and go from there. It's usually the little mini desk pond, but it got too hard chasing the damn babies around. So the mini pond is just for snails at this point. I really need to put fish back in it, but I don't know, but yeah. I need to get feeders for the snakes. I have to go and get feeders for the Savannah monitor. I have chicken, but I have to get feeders for the turtle. I have to get fish food at some point. There's all kinds of stuff before a huge storm I didn't know about. My buddy told me about it and I thought he was just being paranoid again because he usually gets like that in the wintertime. He's like, man, it snowed yesterday. We're going to have like 5 feet of snow the next month. Well, not usually. But here in Indiana, yeah, that can always be a possibility. I do have one guppy in particular that I'm worried about, and it is super deformed. And I knew it was deformed, and that's why I kept it, because, I felt like it had a hard enough life. Might as well let it have a little bit of luxury in its life. But it's pregnant. It doesn't look like it has very many eggs, maybe 3 babies in it at max. But its body is like contorted inward. It's like the head's been grabbed, the tail's been grabbed, and they've been shoved opposite of each other like this, and you kind of look like a fucking xylophone. And where'd you go? I just had you. There you are. Come here. Where'd you go? I freaking lost him. I have a couple deformed ones in here. Where the frick did you go? There you are. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. It's all scrunched up. We got that one, and then there's that one back there who's doesn't grow but swims ridiculously. Is that a baby? No. Oh yeah, that's actually a juvenile right there. Definitely not one I'm worried about pulling out, but he's a baby. He must be one that I forgot to pull out a while back. Is that a dead fish? No, it's a freaking guppy close to the surface with a reflection. So I just want to show the amount of gunk that's already built up from all these guys. This includes feedings, but this is all poop, and hence why I took out all of the damn substrate. I mean, just look at this. There's an army of it, and it is nasty. And I have to siphon this out and then replace the water that comes out with the siphon. And I really should buy a gravel vac, but I keep spacing it when I go to Walmart. I always pick one up, and then I'm like, you know what? I really don't need this right now. I'll save it for next week and next week. And the problem is, next week probably isn't going to come. There's something black in here with them, with the babies. I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, it's a hunk of algae. So in with the babies, I have some decaying plant vegetation. I do have a dead one, which is to be expected over time. Oh, shut up. I just put my phone in the water. Oh, he's not dead. He's dying, and he's been pecked to death. That's the problem. They're chasing him around. He's got his tail's messed up, so they're trying to get his tail. So there's no saving him. Yeah, there's no saving him. I'll let him have his little bit of time in peace in this little container by himself. But anyway, guys, I have got to get off here. I have got to get all this crap started. I need to go to the bathroom before I do anything, and yeah, this is life in Indiana, man. Weather is unpredictable and shifts every freaking day, literally. Today it's raining, tomorrow it's storming, and after that it's nothing but ice, snow, and hell. And there's brimstone and fire and all kinds of shit, because people are going to be convinced that it's the end of the world because it's fucking snowing and the temperature drops. People are in here panic like idiots. You live in Indiana, you should damn well know that every day you can go through all 4 fucking seasons in a day, literally. I've seen it happen. Warm weather, cold weather, hot weather, to pouring down fucking rain. So now I'm not sure if the pleco is brooding or not, because it's out and about. I think that's my big one. But that other one's still hanging around there pretty aggressively. Now she's in the back. Yeah, you can see that they're hungry now. Let's see, can you guys see up in there at all? Fuck no, you can't with the flash on. No, look, told you. Look at that. Look at that. See that? Look. Immediately back to the hide. Sitting at the entrance, protecting, guarding. Okay, I didn't catch that on. I didn't see that on camera at all. The light doesn't affect them. They're used to the light. So that's the thing. That might be all the confirmation I need right there. So anybody out there who breeds plecos, let me know if that's just typical pleco behavior, especially if that's typical pleco behavior. I gotta remove all this crap. Which, for my pleco, it's not. My pleco's never hidden before. They've never used that hide that I've seen, but I'm down here every freaking day. So, come on, bitch. I'm down like 10 gallons of water again. It just keeps evaporating. And my little turtle buddy over here, he's waiting for a little bit of tucker. You'll see it swim by his eye. He likes to play with him in the current. He's a weird little turtle. You got food in there? We're looking. There we go. Get it. Get it. That's a boy. Boy, girl, actually, I think. I'm not sure. I think Edward Tyndall said it was a girl. But, yeah, look, here. Once again, let's just go back to the Pleco. I'm not really fat, it's his t-shirt. Enable flash, and she is protecting the entrance up inside. There's her eyes. And she won't let anything get inside there. And as you saw immediately, as I turned the light on, she dove right over to protect it. Tell me that's not a healthy goldfish. Look at the size of those damn things. They're freaking fat. The koi or football. That little guy's still small. They all get plenty of food. Yeah, look at the goldfish. They're growing fast, dude. That's a rosy red. Rosy red, by the way. Those are actually minnows. Not related to goldfish at all. They're known as goldfish minnows, but they're not goldfish. I'm half tempted to pull the snails out and throw them into a different tank, honestly. Then here we have the great big freaking new tank for the dragons. So everybody sees this is a real thing. Dragons are inside of it. Kirk's laying in the fucking water bowl. Thankfully it's warm. And it's big. And it's under the red tails. So I'm down with that. And let's check on our little beta buddy here. I put snails in here to keep the water a little cleaner. Yeah, little dude. I have a hard time seeing him. He's so dim. I'm just hoping he makes it, dude. I really am. If he doesn't make it, I'm gonna be upset. Enable flash. He's probably on the other side of this moss ball, and I just don't see it. Oh, there he is. There's the little guy. You know, the thing that gets me about people that are extremely successful about breeding, they lose a feeling. And that feeling is when you first successfully manage to do something you set out to try to do. When it comes to breeding, like the day I'm actually able to breed, whether it's the red tails or the corn snakes or the bearded dragons, with every one of these animals, I'm going to have the same but a different, excited, ecstatic, just a happy feeling, you know? Anytime when I did the betas, I lost my fucking mind. I sat down there for like 20 minutes screaming like a little school kid, just having a fucking ball, dude. I was so excited, and I feel like big breeders nowadays, they lose that passion. It's like you look at Prehistoric Ranch, and every time he opens a clutch, he's always smiling, he's always laughing. You can feel the energy, it's contagious. That's not fake, that's real. Same thing with Brian Barczyk when he talks about the animals, that's real passion. Then you get up into really big breeders. And they're just breeding because they can. And it's like, yeah, we had a batch of Anery Motley for albino red-tailed boas born today. They're super cute, but let's move on. And it's like you don't have passion for it anymore. You're just breeding because you can now. And that's the thing, I have a huge passion for this kind of hobby, this industry. And I'm trying to do so many things at one time, and that's probably my failure, you know? I mean, I've not focused on one thing. It's like the red tails. I thought I had 3 females. I gave them a bath 4 days ago. I found 2 sperm plugs in the bottom of the bathtub when I took them out. And actually, while they were still in there hanging all over my faucet. So I have a male in the mix somewhere. It's not the big ass Misandry. She's not a male. I done probed that bitch. It went into and stopped. So it's probably Atlas, and I probably what happened is when I probed him the first time, it went in deep as hell. Second time I probed him, it went in about 2 or 3 scales and stopped. And I think what happened is I hit a flap of skin or a hemipene or something, or I didn't go in right. And that could very well be what happened, and that's why I'm considering him a male. But the thing is, males and females, that shows me that there's no ovulation going on. And I put them together when I was told to by my breeder buddy, but he still got his in breeding, and his are locked up, lights shut off, everything. They're just kept warm. That's pretty much what mine are. Mine are kept warm. I don't keep them too hot, because if I put the light on down here hot as hell, the room too, we just kind of combine it, you know, and fucking burn the house down, literally. Knock on wood. I said a bad word. But I'm trying to do them, and my corn snakes are on brumation right now. I've got 3 corn snakes. I have a 3.5-foot juvenile, and I have one 6-foot adult and one 5-foot adult. And they're all three on brumation right now. I'm not sure the sex of the red one. It's fairly new, along with the second one. But right now they're just in tanks, and they have water bowls and no heat source, and they're just inside of t-shirts. They just hide and sleep inside of dark black t-shirts that I have. And that's a method I was told by my buddy to do with them. He told me to start a few months ago. And I started a few months ago. And they wake up every now and then when the room gets too warm. They'll wake up, kind of pop their heads out, get a drink, and go right back to sleep. And brumation is something I don't have a huge hand in. It's something I've done in the past with my corn snake Rose, so I know a little bit, but I've done it in a controlled situation, a controlled environment like upstairs where I control the thermostat. Down here, everything shuts off, I'm fucked. You know, all the animals are going to do one of two things. They're going to sleep or they're going to die. And if they go to sleep, hopefully they go in their sleep and they're not awake when they go. Banjo Catfish, I don't think is doing very well. Put your butt in there. And I have a video that's getting a flood of comments. I've got like 30 comments since last night on a video, and I'm not sure which one it is. I haven't bothered to check today. But yeah, I don't know, and it's like now all of a sudden I want to get into freaking button quails, and I don't know where that came from. And I had an energy last night to just start burning through the internet looking for button quails locally, from adults to babies. I was looking for a breeding pair, or at least a female. And I was looking for mainly a female, which if I get a breeding pair, I'll gladly get a breeding pair, but I at least want 2 females to 1 male. 2 to 3 females to 1 male would be perfect for me. And the main reason I wanted quails now is because of the eggs and the freaking beneficial nutrients that are inside the eggs for diabetics, because my mom's diabetic and my dad's now diabetic. So diabetes runs in my genetics, and I'm the biggest fucking person in the house. Doesn't bode well for me in the future, I don't think. Unless I lose all this fucking weight and I can't seem to get off my fat ass and keep it off. That's the problem. I'll lose it and then I'll gain it right back in a month. And it's like, I don't eat. I do nothing but move, but I still gain weight. Pituitary? Maybe. I don't know. But I can tell I'm not meant to be fat, because from my fucking, from my thighs down, there's no fat whatsoever. It's just solid muscle underneath there. And that shows me that if I was meant to be fat, my whole body would be fat. There'd be fat everywhere, you know, not just in select locations. And the main areas of fat is my stomach, a little bit of my chest here, and under my arms, and another region, but we're not going to talk about the butt. We're not going to talk about that butt. But it's like, then all of a sudden, I just looked over at the freaking yellow belly slider, and I'm like, I could catch a male this summer, put them together, maybe get them to breed, make some babies, and I get too many aspirations at one time, and I never set myself on one solid goal. I always try to overachieve, and do a shit ton. It was like a tarantula, so I was hunting for so many different tarantulas at the time, and so many different males and females that I was throwing myself ragged, not able to find them, and I abandoned the breeding, because finding them is too hard. But here's the thing. If I could find them, I don't know how the fuck that happened. Let me pull the plant free. It's just kind of just barely attached to the rock still. It's shifting. The fucking pleco, little bastard. Look. You can see him back here in the reflection. So somehow he has managed to move the plant off the fishing line. So now I have to get in there, take the plant out, and redo it all. But that's not a big deal. But I never set myself on one aspiration. I always try to jump in it, and it's like, okay, well, hey, I got a chance to get these 2 corn snakes. I might be able to breed them. So, well, I got the boas, I'm getting more corn snakes. Well, I got corn snakes, I'm trying to breed rat snakes. Well, I've got rat snakes, I'm bringing in king snakes. When I got king snake, I get a deal on fucking turtles, so I'm bringing in turtles. And it's just like, I'm doing too much at one time, and I have yet to figure out the breeding, and I'm just bringing in animals under a whim of hoping I'm able to successfully breed like everybody else gets lucky at it. And it's like a male corn snake. I've been hunting for a male corn snake for 10 years now. And last year, we found a guy who has a small breeding pair. Actually, I made a video on them guys. Made a video on those two snakes. And our job, mine and my buddy's job, was to get them from live food to frozen thawed, which took that quickly. I took them back the next day because they ate frozen thawed immediately. There was no struggle. They didn't even try. I had to explain to them how to do it and everything. I always tell people I prefer fresh killed over frozen thawed, but I'll use frozen thawed if I have to. Most people don't have the heart to whack an animal set off a dresser or something. I just cut the switch off. You know, it's a necessary evil for the animals. Because if I don't do them like that, they're going to get fed off live with something else. And that's not by me. That's by the previous person that could have bought them after me or before me. So I'm still hoping for the red tails. I don't know if Misandri's weight's too low, or if she's just not interested in Atlas, or what's going on. But I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to turn the heat back on. Leave the heat on for a long time. I mean, they're warm. They're room temperature, about 80 degrees down here. But I think their basking temperature needs to be warmer now. So I think we're going to put them in a different basking zone. We're going to increase the temperature, and once I get a couple good meals in them, hopefully we'll get an ovulation. If we get an ovulation, hopefully we get a breeding. Now, Misandri did have a weird, has a bulge type deal working about midway down her body down. So maybe we have potential pregnancy. Maybe it's an ovulation. I noticed it yesterday in the bathroom when I was making a video, and apparently I deleted the video for some goddamn reason. So yeah, but Edward, Sarah, I'll probably be bugging you guys tonight, asking questions. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what you guys have bred. I don't really do much YouTube anymore. You know, I get on hour or so, and I dick around. Other than that, I'm just working with the animals, and I'm researching, and I'm on Google all the damn time trying to figure shit out. So I'll probably be asking you guys, since I know you successfully bred corn snakes. Corn snakes aren't that difficult. I know that. I just don't know if you guys have successfully bred anything else. I think I saw a tarantula egg sac video you guys did, but I'm not too certain about that. Anyways, I know you guys, I don't know how long you guys have been in the hobby, but you guys know your shit. So I don't care if you've been in the hobby 20 years, 10 years, or a year. You know a lot about these animals. If you didn't know what the hell you were doing, you wouldn't have nearly the abundance that you do. And we have a subscriber in common, and I can't remember. Kirsty Hunt. Kirsty Hunt? Kirsty Hunt? I don't know. She sent you guys some shit a couple years ago for Christmas. And she's a subscriber. And she was on my page for a while, and I haven't heard from her for like a year. So I didn't know if she like dipped out on YouTube or just dipped out on me in general. And if she dipped out on me, I don't blame her. I'm a lost cause, people. Let me flip this little beetle back over real quick. There. I don't think he's gonna make it. I think he was in the water too long. I just didn't know this kind could fly. I didn't know I had dung beetles either. I didn't check through the soil. This one just threw itself over. That's fucking funny. Kirsty Hunt. Something like that, yeah. But I got ball pythons coming out looking at me. I gotta get them moved. I just gotta get shit rearranged and cleaned, but before I do any of that, I gotta get these windows fixed, so. Anyway, guys, I'm off here. Like, comment, subscribe, and, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, which might be later tonight, and it might be tomorrow, and if I have to destroy this pleco by throwing it into another tank, so be it. I don't know how he did that. I had that plant tied the fuck down, and he somehow just pushed the plant out from underneath it, stretched the mono. I was going to use braid, but braid has chemicals that are safe, but they can still leach out. I don't want that, so maybe I'll use dental floss. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm off here. Like, comment, subscribe, man.